going on YouTube? Welcome back to GoTV. So I went out riding this past weekend and came into a little bit of a dilemma. I dumped the bike, my brand new bike that I bought, and I marked up my front shock stanchions. And if you're an avid mountain biker, you know how important those stanchions are from being scratched or gouged, because it works with an oil system, and you have these rubber seals around your fork. And anytime anytime you take a shock or a hit, your shocks go in and out, just like a car. Works on the same principle. Well, let me show you what I did, and it's actually an expensive fix if I were to send it out to a repair shop or send it out directly to Fox. It probably cost me a few $100 to fix, but let me show you what happened. So, as you can see, right here, it got gouged up pretty good. So I'm going to attempt to put a Band-Aid on it, and hopefully it'll last me quite some time until I have to eventually have these rebuilt or replaced. But what I was talking about is this is very rough, and I have a rubber seal around here, and the way this is gouged could eventually wear out the rubber seal or damage the rubber seal where I start to lose oil. So we want to try to prevent that. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put a little tape around here, because I don't want any of the metal pieces from the gouge to fall around my seal, and then maybe work its way into the seal and really do some damage. So I'm going to put a little tape on it just to protect it, and then I'm going to get a razor blade, and I'm just going to kind of like take all the high spots off. And you could feel it after a while. When I initially do it, I could feel like a little hesitation running the razor blade. Now you want to make sure you run the razor blade kind of parallel with the shock, or with the stanchion. And this is the stanchion here. You want to kind of like follow the curvature with a flat blade. So basically what you're doing, you want to take the high spots off of this so it doesn't cut into your seal. And eventually you could feel it, because now it doesn't take much. You could actually feel it. It actually feels much better. It's actually really smooth. So I got a little one here, which feels like it's okay. But yeah, I took a pretty good hit. Marked up my shock a little bit here. So we're just gonna make sure it's nice and smooth. And really, that feels like you could almost not feel anything there. It's really smooth. All right. Probably the best way to work on this is to take the shock completely apart. Take the handlebars off and just drop the shock and take the wheel off. But I'm going to work on it while it's on the bike. I think that's really good. So the next step is I'm gonna try to get a little magic marker and kind of put a little color in here. That way the scratches aren't really that noticeable. And then we're gonna actually fill these little crevices up with clear nail polish. Yep, clear nail polish. I saw a guy on YouTube do it, and it seemed to work. So I just want to give it a little once over. It actually feels really smooth. I mean, you could just tell when you take the blade and you don't feel any resistance of it going across the stanchion. All right, so we'll take that to the next step now. So the next step is we're going to get some rubbing alcohol, and we're gonna clean the stanchion off, get any debris or any type of oil or grease off of it. That way, when I put my nail polish, my clear nail polish on it, there'll be nothing to keep it from kind of sticking to it. I'll take a clean one and just give it a quick little wipe. And I'm gonna let that dry. And the alcohol evaporates pretty quick, so it generally dries pretty fast. Okay. Then I'm going to get a little marker, and I'm just going to kind of like fill these up a little bit so the scratches don't look too pronounced. Looks better than it did. I'd rather have it look like that than big gouges. So it is the second day. I scraped out off any of the let it focus, any of the shrouds that are from the scratch. Let me get on the other side. What do you think of this little stand? I wanted to work on the bike. So I can focus on that, but you can kind of see where it's kind of tough to see. Yeah, right about here. That's where I have the nail polish. So I smoothened the scrape out with a razor blade. I took off all the high spots so it doesn't screw up my seal here. And this is actually pretty close, so it would definitely make it in and out of that. And I wanted to kind of prevent that. So I painted the metal a little bit with a little black Sharpie, and then I covered it with a little what do you call it? Nail polish, clear nail polish. And right now it's actually not bad, but I'm going to go over with a razor. And see, I have my razor ready for surgery. So I'm going to hold it flat. You can see kind of like just peeling off the excess. I'm going with like a cutting motion, and I'm just working my way through it, just taking the high spots off. That actually feels great already. Wow. I'll go over it a couple of times here. So again, I just want to kind of just go like a cutting. I'm holding it flat and just kind of like pushing it and just kind of cutting away the excess. And that looked like, it's like I can barely feel it. I got a little bit more here. Just make sure you hold that razor blade nice and flat. A little difficult to focus, but and periodically, you know, wipe it down a little bit. Take all the, and we go back to it again. And I'm not pressing real hard. I'm just lightly going over it and just letting the razor blade do all the work. And it's better than spending, it would have been probably about, between parts and labor, probably about $300 to replace the stanchion. Wow. So I should be able to get away with this for quite some time. Wow, you can barely feel that. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Little focus. Although the Sharpie color didn't stay on it very good. I think what happened when I put the clear nail polish, it just absorbed the Sharpie ink into the clear coat. But who cares? As long as it doesn't screw up this rubber seal here. And the other thing you got to be careful with, any shroud or any residue, you want to make sure you get this nice and clean. That's all. I'll get my compressor. I'll just blow that all out. Make sure there's nothing left in there. But I can barely feel that. That's perfect. All right, man. That's the conclusion to my how to fix your damaged fork stanchion on the cheap. And do it yourself. So I appreciate you guys checking this out, and hopefully this video came in handy to you guys. Oh, I just wanted to add this too. I actually went to my local bike shop. I wanted to question what to do with this, and I didn't buy the bike from them. I bought the bike from a private seller, and they almost like didn't want to even help me because I didn't buy the bike from them, which. If in the future, if I wanted to upgrade my bike or wanted to spend some more money, and the reaction I got from the bike shop the other day, I would probably never spend my money there, because it's not about how much you spend at a place. It should be about providing a service to to your local bike enthusiast, and if he spent the time and kind of explained what could be done and what couldn't be done and what I can get away with, I would have appreciated it, and they would have had a loyal customer. But I just felt like I got the vibe that he was just not interested in helping me, and in fact, he was like, yeah, it'd be about $180, and that's just labor. And then, parts are extra. And he's like, well, you could just send these back to Fox and they could just rebuild them for you for the same amount of money. So it wasn't like he wasn't even like trying to build a customer relationship or even develop a relationship with me as maybe a potential customer in the future. So I went to another bike shop and they suggested I just do this for now until I'm ready to replace the shock. I mean, the shock is still good. And if I can get the stanchions to smooth out where it doesn't damage my seal, I can ride this for the next few seasons. Or if I keep maintaining that and make sure that doesn't wear away and wear it out, I can probably ride these shocks for a long time. And eventually I'll probably buy a second bike and have as a backup bike. And I would have went to that shop, the local shop. So now I'm gonna travel, out of my way to spend my money with a shop that was willing to take the time and kind of explain and what I could do and what I can't do. But with that being said, I appreciate you guys tuning in. And hey, there's Roxy. There you go. Hey, my girl. Hey, baby. Tuning in and checking out this quick little DIY fix, which can save you about $300. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And hopefully this video came in handy. All right, until the next one. Later.